Hello, everybody. I'm Mike,
And I'm Maria.
and this is TalkAlley.
Hi.
Hey, hello, good afternoon, Germany.
And good evening, Philippines. And
Yes.
those who are listening to us around the world. Hello. And this is our 54th episode. And of course, we're still
Yes.
continuing
Yes.
the celebration of the International Women's Day. It's the last week now.
Yes. Yesterday in the Philippines, they just celebrated Mother's Day. So to all the mothers, the men and women who are caring for their children by themselves, happy Mother's Day to all of you, and of course to my beautiful woman and
Woman.
in my life.
What do you mean you're a beautiful woman? Okay. What? You're what?
Beautiful life, beautiful life, beautiful wife.
The love of your life.
Yes.
The queen of your universe. No, just kidding. So thank you, Mike. I feel, of course, every day I feel good that the weather is ever changing, and it's getting less colder every day. A bit chilly, but it's fine. It's now tolerable.
Yes, it feels like for every Sunday we were reporting it's always shining. I haven't seen a cloud for like 3 or 4 weeks. So
So
yeah,
is that a bad sign? Or
no,
good
it's
sign?
a good sign. Yeah, it's a good sign.
Okay, it's a good sign. So that's a good thing then. Okay.
Yeah.
So we need more clouds, do we?
Well, no.
I think- we do.
We need less Sahara dust that is covering the cars at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
And of course, it's not good for the farming community not having clouds also because they need rain. We don't want to experience that drought again.
Yes.
The long drought. So,
Greetings.
of course, greetings. I just want to say hi to my friend Jessica Gross.
Hi,
Of course,
Jessica.
Yeah, she was supposed to be our co-host today, but due to unforeseen circumstances that we can't tell, she can't. But we hope that all is well. Hello, Jessica, Stefan, and Kat, and the rest of the Gross family in Munzenberg, Gamba.
Yes, greetings to Münzenberg, Gambach.
And I also want to thank Miss Edna Ruhr for sending us a copy of their magazine. It's called Bayanihan. Thank you so much for this. And yeah, this is for the what's the organization?
Yeah, it's
I think Bayanihan is our Bayanihan
magazine, correct? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Bayanihan magazine. Thank you so much. And of
What else
course,
we got?
we wanna promote the magazine of Tessa Aguilar as well. I think she has a new one out. So please check out the Filipino Expat magazine. And yeah, they have a website. You can check it out. Our Facebook page.
Yes, the Filipino
And
expat.
finally, of course, our friend Cess and her Filio Blog magazine. Thank
Hello,
you for-
Cess.
Yeah, you can subscribe to her magazine as well. It's called the Filio Blog magazine. And yeah, please do check out her Facebook page for this.
Yes.
And we will mention it again by the end of the show, so we'll be promoting these things as well.
Okay. So, Maria, we are not only celebrating Mother's Day, but also Women's Month. So today's show is all about women. That's why the title of today's show is "The Future is Female."
Okay, so today our first guest is a molecular biologist, senior scientist at the Christian Albrecht
University.
Kiel. Finished her PhD in molecular biology at Tohoku University under the Japanese government scholarship. Her research interests include aging, cellular stress, and functional metabolites quantification. Currently residing at Kiel, Germany. Like May. May's from May Torres.
Mhm.
From Bayugan City, Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Gracie Bordios.
Hello, welcome to
Welcome to
TalkAlley.
TalkAlley. Your last name
Hello,
sounds
it's been
Is
Thank you
it?
very
Is it?
much, and it's an honor to be one of your guests here in TalkAlley.
Oh, we're so happy to have you. Actually, I've been asking her for so long already, but Gracie is so busy.
My
She is so,
apology.
I know she's so busy, and finally, you gave us the opportunity to have you in the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being with us.
Yes, and as I have mentioned, your last name sounds so French. Is it French?
Actually, Burdeos is not actually French, but it's a Spanish. My great great grandfather is
Oh,
actually from Pamplona, Spain. That's what the history is all
ah,
about. But
so
normally, Burdeos, if my mom is working in France, so normally if I go to France, they will always tell me that, oh, your name is actually like French, like bourgeois or something like bourgeoisie, like
yeah,
the rich people in France, which I'm not.
exactly. Yeah,
Okay,
that's why I
interesting.
knew it. See, she's so classy already in Spain and in France. Okay, so next, our next guest.
Yes, for our next guest, but before we introduce her, let's watch this.
Okay.
Alagong muli ang ating ekonomiya. Babalik muli ang sigla ng buhay. Isulong ang turismo sa pag-ahon mo. Sa turismo nakakaseso. Wow, Pilipinas, party list. Pilipinas, wow, wow. Pilipinas, party list. Pilipinas, wow, wow. Pilipinas, party list. Sa turismo nakakaseso.
Wow, Filipinas. Okay.
At first, I thought, wow, Philippines, but wow, Pilipinas. Wow. That is a wow moment. Our second guest is also the first nominee of her party list and has close to 2 decades of experience in public administration and tourism development.
Mhm.
Currently, the vice mayor of the municipality of Caluya in Antique. As mayor of Caluya, many of her initiatives are focused on maximizing the tourism potential of her hometown. Under her leadership, the municipality's long-awaited seaport circumferential road, streetlights, water system, and power plant were all built.
Yes, Maria. Her programs paved the way for further development and recognition of the locality's potential as tourism hub. And by the beginning of her third term, development in her area was so widespread that the annual summer tourism highlight, the Tatusan Festival, maybe we'll talk about this later, with its aptly named tagline, Saja Kaluya, drew in tourists from all over the country. Did I pronounce this correctly?
Saja, yeah.
Saja, it's like from
Happy, I
yes,
think.
in
Yeah.
light or happy,
Yeah.
yes. A graduate of Central Philippine University, Go Strong Lions, Iloilo, with a degree in information technology. Vice Mayor Reyes' extensive experience in government is completed by courses she has taken in the Philippines and abroad, such as good governance and administration provided by the University of the Philippines National College of Public Administration and Governance in 2010, and the International Congress of the International Association of Educating Cities held in Barcelona, Spain in 2014. She is at present the provincial president of the Vice Mayors League of the Philippines and a member of the board of directors of VMLP Visayas. Welcome to Talk Alley, Vice Mayor Genevieve Lim Reyes. Hello, Genevieve.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi,
How are you?
Thank you for being
Welcome
with
to
us.
Talk Alley.
Gracie.
Nice to
Yeah.
meet you,
Yes.
Thank
Vice
you to
Mayor.
everyone for the opportunity to join the Talk Alley. And magandang timing kasi ngayon it's Women's Month, and I think there's need to be discussion about the role of women, especially in governance. So thank you for inviting me.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for having us. So, before we ask about their personal interests, among other things, we have been seeing thousands attending rallies of presidential candidates back home. Yes, we saw it in Facebook and on social media. How is the COVID situation in general in the Philippines, Genevieve?
Vice Mayor, how's the COVID situation there?
Oh, I think the COVID situations is getting better since we're alert level one, and borders are loosening up. And I think starting April, tourism will be open to foreign, international tourists. So we're all excited, and it's going to be good for the economy of the Philippines.
Yee, good news.
Yes.
And I'm planning to go home. So that's a really wonderful news for a lot of OFWs, abroad and going home now, because at first they were hesitant. For 2 years, they haven't been back home because of the COVID situation. There were so many restrictions, and those are the things that, and they're also afraid, of course, because of the rise of the number of COVID, in the Philippines. But now it has eased. I think in Iloilo alone, it's also one, and you know, it's easier to go home now because you don't have to be quarantined for so long.
Yes. For us here, for example, here in Hessen, we all almost lifted every restrictions with face masks inside buildings. I don't know with regards to you, Dr. Gracie, how is it in Kiel? That is the state of Schleswig-Holstein, right? Yes. How is with regards to restrictions there?
Well, it's almost the same as Hessen. So most of the common COVID-19 rules has been lifted, and we are only allowed to use masks. The rest, they will not check anymore if you're vaccinated. But unfortunately, Schleswig-Holstein has one of the highest COVID cases. Like last day, we have like more than around 3,000 new cases, and our 7 days incident is around 1,000, more than 1,000. It's, I think, 1,800. So it's really alarming. But this is what it is. I think we are expecting to have more of like raise of these COVID-19 cases because of the removal of the restrictions.
Okay. How long have you been living in Germany now, Dr. Gracie?
Oh, a bit long. So I've been here for around 7 years.
7 years.
A bit
So
long.
I came to Germany way back in 2015, I think in February. But I live in Cologne, Germany for 2 years, and then the rest of the years I'm living in Kiel, Germany.
So not too far from us.
Yes, not too far.
So she is a molecular biologist. Actually, the first I know. For the benefit of our viewers, what do you do as a molecular biologist?
As a molecular biologist, I've been through a lot of different types of research, strictly in the area of molecular biology. But recently, my PhD is more on metabolite quantification. So, in short, for the benefit of the public, it's all about getting the most important thing in a certain food material. For example, fruits, vegetables, and we try to get this specific metabolite or functional metabolite, and we will work on it on different types of physiological experiments like anti-cancer, aging, anti-lipid lipid metabolites, diseases, for example, obesity. And then after that, I do that both in cellular and animal level. So you start with cells experiment when you can see something good in there, then you move on to a little bit complicated, more complex models like animals and even human. So that was my PhD. And then when I came to Germany, it shifted to research in aging and cellular stress. So these are the two research components, and I am now working. So yeah, do a lot of aging research. You try to disturb the normal aging process and see something if there are molecular signatures that you can correct to not to.
You can reverse the aging process.
Probably, we are working on it.
Bello is going to love you.
Yes, so
There will be something
unfortunately,
unprecedented.
you
Yeah?
cannot. You cannot
like
stop
in the
aging.
Philippines, in relation to her studies, so many scientists have already taken the studies and actually created from cashew nuts there were a lot of things that created from cashew nuts already. They were tested, and one even won the anti-cancer cream.
Yes.
There was a cashew nuts on it, so there were many products from cashew nuts that could help. Actually, I didn't know that, so I just knew because I read so much about DNA genetics because you're our guest today. That's why I started. Oh my God! I just start reading. Oh, and I learned so many things that a lot of Filipino scientists have actually created these things and have been known in the market for a while. So anyway,
Yes,
yeah.
Maria, one popular molecular biologist is James Watson. Did you know what he did?
No, what did he do?
Okay, well, he's an American molecular biologist and geneticist who
Okay.
played a crucial role in the discovery of the molecular structure of DNA.
Oh, I'm sure Miss Gracie knew that. And
Yes.
speaking of DNA, Mike, did you know that you cannot just have a private DNA here in Germany? It should be known to all parties that they're gonna get a DNA because there was a case already where a father took the chewing gum of
The daughter?
his or her
The,
child
yeah.
and then had it tested if it for paternity, and you can't do that here in Germany. It should be in public. The party should know it and allow it, and the institution conducting the paternity test should also be qualified or by the court.
So it was
So,
rejected by the court, the
of course
test.
it was rejected, everything.
Okay.
So anyway,
No.
um the question right now, because our show is about the future is female, this tagline has become so popular worldwide. Why do you think or do you believe that the future is female? But before we answer that question, of
Yes,
course,
before we answer this question, this episode is featured and sponsored by Amazing Pure Organic Barley, which provides you with stamina and vigor to survive long hours and play. For inquiries, please contact Miss Jess Esquilio. You may also email her at jess@esquilio.de for more informations.
I am Maritoni Fernandez, and we are in the middle of a barley field here in Swan Hill, Australia.
Well, we think we have the best barley in the world because of our clean irrigation water. Water comes from the Murray River, which is a freshwater river. All our drinking water comes from the Murray River too. So it's full of nutrients, and also the climate is perfect for growing winter cereals. Clean, green, certified organic.
Yeah, we're certified with NASA, which is one of the Australian certifications for organic. IAM Worldwide gets its barley grass powders from Herbal, which sources them from us at Nutrigreen, so you're guaranteed the best barley grass powders in the world.
I am truly proud to say that we are now the sole distributor in the Philippines for Nutrigreen barley.
Yes, Amazing Pure Organic Barley provides you with stamina and vigor to survive long hours of work and play. For more information, please contact jess@esquilio.de for more information. Now back to our question.
hanging question.
Yes,
Yeah.
the tagline that has become so popular worldwide. Why do you think or do you believe that the future is female?
Vice Mayor Genevieve, please.
Hi.
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 Yeah, I think the future is female. Like me, I'm a woman in the field of dominated with men, especially in politics now. But right now, there's a lot of women now in politics. Um, even there's our prime minister now. Like for example, the prime minister of New Zealand, Prime Minister Ardern, she became a renowned, well known of her strategy against COVID-19, and also some other head of states in like Finland, Iceland, and a lot of other women as leader. And I think the difference between a women and men, like mas pasensyosa tayo, and when we focus in our work, we really uh, put our heart out of it, and like just like taking care of a family. Like we make sure that everything's organized, and we're our managerial skills is very, it's more of like we're patient, we're our and I think are courage because we became a mother. So
Mhm.
it's no it's and now like there's a study. A lot of women now are more into a managerial position. And
Yes.
I think we are ang dami na nating ang dami ng mga managerial, like I've read this in a civil service, like 727,478 positions held by women now, and while just 460,000 positioned by men, which means 61.2%. So women are getting there and getting more and more leadership role. Like for example, there's a notion always like pag babae ka, like if especially if you have daughters out there, they need to see women in leadership roles to see them, like for in politics, in government, leading major companies, leading scientific breakthroughs, leading our militaries, and so on and so forth. So it's clear that women plays in boardroom, not just in the bedroom, to prove that we can do more to break hearts, so we can break new grounds in various field of endeavors. So I think we're getting
Exactly.
there.
Yes, that's right.
Yes,
Oh, you agree? Of
agree.
course. And now let's hear Dr. Gracie.
Yes, as what Vice Mayor Reyes said, yeah, our degree of sensitivity is our forefront value. One of the values that woman is really like, using in the forefront of any directions you will be in, whether in politics or whether in science. So, for example, in science, the big difference between men and women, I hope my cool scientist here will not really like shut me off, is that women women are very meticulous in every details of a scientific experiments, for example. So normally if you will have like a failure of the experiment, men will just like, okay, I have a failure, I'll do it next day. But for women, for example, for me, in my line of attitude in terms of doing experiment, I will ask myself first why I have this failure. What's wrong with my experiment? What's wrong with my methods? And I will try to really um, put my head on it, like try to really understand. And after that, then I will design what are the things that I need to correct, and I will do it on the next day. So there is an extra layer of meticulousness, if that word if that word exists, and then our degree of sensitivity, and also our degree of sensitivity. And as of this moment, there are also a lot of women that are actually hitting a lot of scientific positions. There are also a lot of, like the Nobel Prize winner the last couple of years ago, the one that discovers CRISPR-Cas, are two women from France, and I think the one is from the United States. And also there have been another woman who won a lot of Nobel Prizes. So this actually symbolizes that women are actually getting into the shoes of men, predominantly dominated men's world of scientific, arena. And not only in science, but also in math. The recent awardee for mathematics, like the Nobel Prize counterpart for math, is also a woman. So before, way back 2 decades or decades ago, women are just thought to stay home and just, be a teacher, shaping the future scientists. But this times, besides shaping the future scientists, they are also guiding the people who are going to be future scientists. And I am very proud of being a woman. And we believe, and I believe that women's ideas and thoughts can break windows. and our ideas are very important in the improvement of science.
Yes.
Okay. Yes,
That's
we're
right.
also very proud. We have two girls ourselves, and we give them the way, or pave the way for them to be, have their own mind, be independent, and also I encourage them. I am more the physics guy, so I'm teach them physics and mathematics. Of course, they are sometimes scrambling, but me as a father, I have the responsibility to give that to them because they want to be biologists and doctors as well.
Yeah.
Right?
And just for your information, Mike, when
Yeah.
we say that the future is female, we're not saying naman that solely belongs to women. What we meant is that women are now ready to step up in bigger roles, in more roles than what they expect us to be in the kitchen or in the bedroom. Not anymore. And that is why there is a rise on women leaders in the world. As you can see, we have a vice mayor here. We have a scientist here. So these are the things that is changing the world. Acceptance of women, that we can handle more responsibility equally as men.
Yes, but
So,
we also
yeah.
have the acceptance in the and everywhere in the society,
Exactly.
entertainment. I'm very proud also of this series, the Big Bang Theory, for Dr. Amy Farrah Fowler, who is actually a real. I think she's a new neuroscientist.
Neuroscientist.
Neurobiologist.
Neuro.
She's a
Yes,
neurobiologist, yeah.
and I was always proud of Amy.
Yeah, that's right. So, I totally support that. But how important is your job title to you personally as a female, to Vice Mayor Genevieve? Being called a Vice Mayor, is it significant to you?
For
I
me,
think you're still on mute. Yeah.
I think for me, being in, I was said earlier, this is the world where dominant by men.
Men.
So if this is my title, it's just proof that I really work double hard because of course I'm going to be judged because I'm a woman. And back in 2010 when I started, when I was elected as the mayor in Antique, I was only 24 years old. I'm female and I'm single, and nobody take me seriously. So I really have to prove myself because respect is earned, and I really have to prove them that I know my my work, I know my job, and when I started showing them that I have a political will, and all of my projects was established because they said before like, oh, that's impossible for you to do that, but then I studied, I read, I go to the ground, I talk to the people, and I took that initiative because for me, uh, community participation is very important to have a concrete projects and programs. So when I established everything, I delivered the necessity of the people, and then they started realizing na, oh, magaling pala to, my political will. And then last term, being a mayor, they elected me as their president of all the mayors in our province. And then I was also elected as a national committee in um, in our league in the whole Philippines. So for me, it's like an accomplishment and a reward of all my hard works. But for me, I still humbly serve my people and just be a model to all the women that if you believe that you can do it and nothing is impossible.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, to Dr. Gracie, is your workplace male dominated?
Well, that depends because science is very broad. So if you want to go for physics department, it's going to be dominated mostly with men. But for molecular biology part, there's been a lot of women appearances, and also yeah, and I think for molecular biology part, men and women are of equal, I would say, appearance. And I think, yeah, so far there wala pong problema between men and women in terms of the level of participations. For example, in molecular biology part, as far as I know.
What's the difference in terms of work environment for women here, back in the Philippines when you were there, and now that you're here in Germany?
Oh, that's gonna be.
Because our vice mayor Genevieve earlier, she said she had to work really hard in order to get the respect that she should have, because she was young and female and single. So how about you?
Yes. So if I'm gonna tell the entire story, I think I'm gonna consume the rest of the day.
But
So
briefly,
yes,
but
yes,
briefly.
that's actually a little bit very, I would say, a catalyst for me. Working in the Philippines and also working abroad has been a very crucial catalyst for me to achieve my goals. I mean, as far as I know, I'm a very proud LGBTQ member. I am a transgender woman. And being a transgender woman in the Philippines, as you will know, Philippines tolerates LGBTQ plus, but acceptance is still, we have to work on it. So being a transgender woman who wants to become a scientist has been a big issue there, because you're a transgender woman, you're an LGBT, you can only be in this part of strata in a society. You can no longer go farther. In my time, that was a really good struggle. So the best thing that I can do is to go out in my country. In the Philippines, I'm a registered teacher. I'm a special science class biology teacher. And I have represented our country in the international competition in the US. But that was not
Nice.
enough for me. So even though it's so hard for me to stay in my country and and share my knowledge in the development of those future leaders of our nations, I have to leave my country and go to Japan, where I was educated, where I never had any experience of gender gap between me and the men and the women and the rest of the world in there. And I think that's a big difference. And here in Germany, also there's also a big difference, because in Germany, equality is of vital importance. No one will judge you who you are. The only thing that will judge you is the way or what you can give to the country and what you can give to the field of science. So that's a big difference. I know that the Philippines is a progressive country, and I do believe that it is. And it's gonna take a little bit of time, maybe not in my generation, but I do hope in the next generation to come, all those LGBTQ members will have an equal look out between all of us.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, of course.
Yes. We watched a short clip about the party.
Yeah.
That
Wow,
you,
Pilipinas.
Wow Filipinas, that you're representing. Could you tell us more about
Wow,
Philippines?
Vice
And
Mayor.
why should people vote
For
the
your party. I'm voting, by the way.
Me too.
I'm voting this.
Thank you.
Oh, girls are voting. Okay.
While Filipinas believes that the tourism plays significant role in the economic development and inclusive growth, that of course will provide more opportunities for our people. Like what I'm saying during my campaign speeches, like sa turismo, may negosyo, may trabaho, may economic development. Like I'm always saying, if we have visitors, we have tourists, it needed to be, may kailangan yan, may matulugan, may makainan, may masakyan, may mapagbilhan ng pasalubong. So it's clear that everyone benefits. Like who benefits? Of course, the owner of the hotel, resort, restaurant, the people that works behind it, even our market vendors benefits, our tricycle driver, our bus operator, even our boat drivers benefits, even the farmers benefits, our women's, our small, medium, and micro enterprises benefits. So that's why we wanted to go around, go down, and introduce Wow Pilipinas party list, because since 1998, wala pang party list that represent the tourism sector. And we all know that it has a big contribution to the economy of the Philippines. Like the recent interview of DOT Secretary Bernadette Buyat, she said like 12.8% is the contribution of the tourism in the GDP of our country, and 5.7 working Filipinos directly employed to tourism. But during the pandemic, 1.1 working Filipinos ang nawalan ng trabaho. And then wala silang boses sa Kongreso. Same with tourism related industries. Maraming nagsara, but then wala din silang boses sa Kongreso. That's why we keep saying when we go down, I think this is the time that we have a voice in Congress. That's why we are our three pillars is of course is the importance is the stakeholder welfare, which is the core of the tourism development, is the people that works behind. So we wanted to support them. We wanted to listen to them and push legislation that will benefit them. And then second is building back safer. We don't know when is the COVID-19 will end, but we want to push also the developer that will develop pandemic resilient infrastructures, of course, access to ventilation, open air, and we'll give incentives, and of course, push push to give them incentives, and as well as encourage Congress to invest more in the tourism related infrastructures, and of course, sustainable tourism. We want our private sectors in our government to invest in our destinations. We have the Philippines are very beautiful. We have 7,600 islands already. That's what our DOT secretary said. And we wanted to invest, we wanted to promote tourism. But of course, we want also to push for sustainable tourism to take care of our resources as well. That's why Wow Pilipinas Party List always say that sa turismo, may negosyo, may trabaho, sa turismo lahat aasenso. So that's Wow Pilipinas Party List.
That's right. And thank you, Vice Mayor. And to add to it, in fact, yung mga big industries talaga, you will find it in big cities. In Luzon especially, diba? Nandun lahat ng mga tao. People go there after graduation, because that's the only place you can easily get a job. But provinces in the entire Philippines, they rely on tourism actually. Mas malaking percentage that the people who live in the provinces rely on tourism. That's why, the people from Luzon and from other parts of the world go to provinces like Boracay is not a industrial city, industrialized city. So they go there, and that's a part of a province. And that's why they should also focus on these communities, because this natural, habitat that they have that is still preserved by nature. These are the things that people like us want to go to. Di ba, Dr. Gracie, you want to go
Yes,
to the province?
may aboto na ako. Thank you very much,
Alam mo,
Dr. Love.
yeah, and Maria, alam mo, we're going around different provinces, and napakaganda ng Pilipinas. And that's what we keep saying. We want not only the usual destinations ang kailangan nating i-promote, but these destinations na hindi pa nakikilala needs our support and needs to be developed and need to be promoted as well, because that's yung sinabi mo nga, it really helps the local economy of our country. Doon talaga malaking impact doon sa mga tao.
Yeah, and I like whether they're trying to preserve the environment as well. That is really important. It will generate a lot of jobs, improve the economy, and of course, preserve the beauty of the Philippines.
Yes.
Diba? Tama. We should do that. We should actually consider that talaga in our country, because we have a beautiful country and we don't want it
Very beautiful
destroyed.
country.
Exactly. So now we have, before we end this, because we're almost in the end now, we're going to ask you a few questions that's not related to your line of work. So are you ready? Okay, these are just 4 questions. So if you were it has nothing to do with you personally, just random questions. If you were a flower, what flower would you be and why? Dr. Gracie first.
Chrysanthemum.
Ooh, why?
Chrysanthemum, because that's my birth flower, and chrysanthemum have different colors and different species. And I do believe that as a woman, we are all different and unique, and each of us has its own story that needs to be told.
Yeah, perfect. How about you, Vice Mayor? What flower would you be?
I'm Rose. I think Rose, yeah. Like
That's my birth flower. Yung ganun eh. Rose din ako, sige.
yeah, Rose. Because I like color red. It symbolized love, and of
Yeah.
course Rose. It's a thorn, but as a woman, our challenges in life make us stronger.
Mhm. Yeah,
So,
rose because it's my birth flower also. So
Yes, to our next
next,
question.
yeah.
If you have a superpower, what would it be, Dr. Gracie?
Oh, superpower to influence mind.
Oh, okay. I think we
Very dangerous.
Yeah. I like to think we have.
Yeah, I think the last guest also wanted the same superpower.
Yeah.
The one from Belgium, remember?
Yes. Yeah.
okay.
Vice Mayor. Superpower.
time travel.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
yes, because I want to discover the life of the people back in the centuries. I'm very curious their culture and the way they live, and now in the life of modernization, digitalizations. Um, I always think like we should sometime go back to basic, because now with all the gadgets and everything, we can see that in our children, they're very impatient. So I want just want to like
yeah.
once in a while go back in time.
Exactly.
True.
We can totally relate.
True.
Oh my God. We always have to
Yeah.
remove everything. And they're watching right now, so you know. Third question. Okay. And you're gonna ask the last question. Third question: if you were given a chance to speak to anyone, living or dead, who would it be? Vice Mayor.
Um, Good question. I'm thinking. um, Maybe I'm not. Maybe my dad. He died. He just has this, he died so quick and unexpected. And you know, he's the reason why I became a mayor. 3 months before election, he died. That's why I substitute. And I'm just like, I don't know what to say. So anything, I wanna talk to him. Why did you leave us? But then it gave us courage also to bring the family together. But of course, it's different without even saying goodbye, and it's just a sudden death. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. How about Dr. Gracie? Who would you speak?
Yeah, it's a really hard questions, but a question I would like to talk to Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago. Yes, she's my idol. So back in the Philippines, I was actually very active in politics. I'm actually a daughter of a politician. My father is a councillor of my city. So yeah, I just want to talk to her because she is a woman with everything in terms of politics, in terms of science, in terms of like the way how she worked, and I think I would like to ask her about few questions on how to live a life that she has. So I think she died. She's my hero, and I think she have lived so much, and she have made so much footprints, you know, to
Yes.
all the people in the Philippines, especially in the field of politics.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree with
And
you,
we're still
Doctora.
making it actually. Yeah, that's true.
It's a lot of
Okay.
legacy in the Philippines. Yeah, she's a very strong woman.
And we're still actually living some of her, knowledge until now. Yeah, the people and the young generation are still looking up to her, what she, the legacy that she has left the country.
Okay.
So, on your final question,
Yes.
Mike,
One question, Dr. Gracie. Bayugan City is your city. Where is it exactly in the Philippines?
Bayugan City belongs to Caraga region. So it's in Mindanao.
Mindanao.
So maybe you've heard about it. And
Yes.
we
Mindanao, yes.
are the cut flower capital of the Philippines. I would say that. Or
Oh, take
Antorium. They
note
call
of
it
that, Vice
Antorium.
Mayor.
Yes.
And I would like to
Flowers.
request Vice Mayor Reyes to visit my region, to visit my city. It's a very beautiful city. It's a valley between covered with different mountains. That's why we don't have that much storm in there. That's why the cut flowers really live there. Very, very nice. And we are also just an hour away from the coast of the Pacific. It's
Okay.
Surigao and Siargao and Bislig. So we are also a future tourist destination, I would say. And
Vice
our nature there
Mayor.
is physically untouched. Yeah.
Yeah. Vice Mayor, may ano ka na, may brand ambassador ka na sa Caraga.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, moving on to our last question.
Yes.
If you were to describe your life in a song right now, what song would it be? And you have to sing it.
You have to sing it.
So who's
I'm
going
not
to
a
go?
singer.
I'm not a singer.
Gracie first.
I'm not a singer. Wait, this is like Miss Universe questions. If this will be asked to me, I'm like I lost the game. So a song.
Everyone, no exceptions talaga. Everyone we interviewed sang it and gave us the song of their
Okay,
life.
what song? Oh my God, I don't have any song of my life. Maybe break free from what's the name of this song? Ariana Grande. I don't wanna
You
I
have to
don't
sing
wanna
it.
lie tonight. Never by the hands of a broken heart. Na, na.
Oh, very nice. Thank you very much, Dr.
He wants to break free.
Yes.
And of course,
So
finally, Vice Mayor Genevieve, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, Doctora, I love to sing along karaoke. So this is one of my favorite songs. I Can by Do Re Mi. I can
Oh.
live, I can love, I can reach the heavens above. I can right what is wrong. I can sing just any song. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you
I
very
also
much.
like that
Thank
song.
you.
I also like that song. I Can by
Yes, me
Doremi.
too. I love Eugene. Diba? Regine Velasquez sang that song with Mikey Cojuangco and
And
Donna.
Donna Cruz.
Donna
Yes,
Cruz,
they're
yeah.
so
Mhm.
pretty. And of course, finally, we want to thank you both for being with us
Yes,
today.
thank you for your
Thank
valuable
you.
time.
Thank you very much.
And
My
we wish you
pleasure.
all the best in your future endeavors.
Yes.
Please, Vice Mayor, invite the viewers again because the OFWs will be watching after their work. They usually watch the show after because this is recorded. So we get viewers after the show. So please invite them to vote for your party.
Wow, I'm campaigning. So thank you, Maria and Mike, for inviting me in Talk Alley. This is a very a very good opportunity for us to introduce Wow Pilipinas Party List in Germany and worldwide. So to all the OFW who wants to come home and a lot of Filipino loves to travel and Wow Pilipinas Party List represents the tourism sectors that we believe sa turismo may trabaho, may negosyo, sa turismo lahat aasenso. So please vote Wow Pilipinas Party List number 12 sa balota. Thank you very much.
Yay!
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Of course, thank you to
Thank you
those
so
who
much.
shared the Talk Alley page, and now our show now we have a lot of shares, and we're going to, of course, post the logo and the campaign material of Vice Mayor Genevieve in our page. So check it out. And of course, Dr. Gracie, please greet your friends and family back home.
Like a shout out. Thank you very much thank you very much first to Ali for this opportunity, and thank you very much also Vice Mayor Reyes for introducing your party. Now I have something to vote, and it was nice also meeting you. I'm very honored to have talked with you. And I would like also to thank my organization here in Germany, the German Filipino Friendship e.V.A.U., for doing a lot of work in helping the people in the Philippines and in Germany, especially the pandemic. And I would like to thank all our donors and benefactors. I also would like to thank the Empowered Modern Filipina Awards, an organization in United Kingdom, for choosing me as their Empowered Filipina awardee in 2021 in the field of education. And also to all the
Congratulations.
Filipinos in Germany,
Mhm.
mabuhay po tayong lahat at huwag po kalimutang bumoto.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you very
And
much.
of course, speaking of organization, I just want to say happy Women in International Women's Month to my organization as well, the Women Tech Makers in Frankfurt,
Mhm.
Lean In, Sir Optimus International, and the Frankfurt Book Gals. Of course, thank you all for all these women who are inspiring me
Yes.
every day. Thank you very much, guys,
Thank you very much.
and all the best.
Yes.
Your
Thank
future
you.
endeavors. Thank you.
All the best. Bye.
Bye.
So, yes, I'm so proud to be with these women today, and they have accomplished so many things.
Yes, we're proud of them.
For Vice Mayor Genevieve, her political career started when she was 17, and
Mhm.
now she became a mayor and vice mayor, and now she's promoting the entire country, not only her province, but the entire country.
Yes.
Wow Pilipinas is promoting all provinces,
Mm.
the entire Philippines,
Mm.
and the natural beauty that it has to offer.
Mm.
It doesn't only promote the beauty of these provinces, but it will make sure that people will have jobs
Mhm.
and the economy will grow. So the impact is really big. You know,
Yes.
if the economy is good, it will help the education, the medical side of the government. You know, it can help a lot talaga.
Yes,
So,
Vice
and-
Mayor Genevieve is almost have 2 decades of serving and
the public
and
yeah.
helping the
The
public.
people, yeah.
Yes.
And of course, Dr. Gracie. I've never known
Molecular
you know,
molecular biologist.
I'm always confusing molecular biology from microbiology
Yes.
because M and biology. Anyway, yeah, molecular biologists, you know. I've read so many materials because she's our guest today about DNA,
Mhm.
genetics, and it's amazing actually. It's not just, it has to do with humans.
Mhm.
You know, it has something to do with the study, you know, the genetics of the animals as well, and the plants,
Yes.
and how they can expand, or use it for other purposes.
Yes.
You know, right? So that's what I learned.
Yeah, it's
today.
just
So thank
science
you very
go,
much.
science.
Yeah, so much to learn, so little time.
Yes,
But-
we thank our listeners and viewers for tuning in for this episode. Thank you so much for your support.
Mhm.
And yeah, this is a happy Sunday today, very sunshiny, and we'll enjoy it.
And of course, it has been shared worldwide. The shares have been to there are people sharing from Hong Kong, Thailand,
Yes.
Japan, USA, Canada, Italy, France, all over
Yes.
Europe.
Yes.
And I hope you've seen the episode, and we're promoting Wow Pilipinas. And you have choices actually. The last episode we have Kabataan Party List.
Mhm.
So it's up to you whom to vote, but which is important to you.
Yes.
Is it Kabataan Party List, which promotes the youth sector, or Wow Pilipinas, which promotes the environment? But I think they get they need a particular number of votes
Mhm.
in order to. I think they have 3 representative nominees,
Mhm.
and if they get the certain amount of votes, the 3 can get in, or maybe 1 or 2 only. So anyway, all the best to all the party lists
Yes.
who are running on the May 2022 election.
Yes, for a
In the
better
Philippines.
and flourishing Philippines. Yes.
Yes.
So, listeners and
So-
viewers, thank you for tuning in, and have a happy Sunday.
Happy
This is
Sunday to
Mike.
all. And this is Maria.
And this is TalkAlley. Keep spreading the love. Bye.